Understand both sides, let the truth transcend. Stay in the great where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride. A long time ago we started stumbling. Feels like this country's crumbling. A government is fumbling. A Congress that is bumbling. Sides are always arguing. They all could use some humbling. And stop the world from tumbling. Rebuild the trust is plummeting. If ideas would start bubbling, our efforts could be doubling. And chaos would start slumbering. And people resume huddling. And talk about the trouble and concerns. We're always juggling. Cooperate while snuggling. And quit the useless struggling.
Hi.
Has it been a while? It feels like it's been a while.
It's been a little while. Look, it's been a minute. Isn't that what people say?
It's been a minute.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Dumb.
It is what it is. I hate that saying too.
You don't know this, everybody, but Trey and I have been delayed because we're watching a classic television show called Married with Children. And we're ogling Christina Applegate, the lovely Christina ogling, whatever. The lovely Christina Applegate. And the only reason I'm telling you this is because the last episode, I noticed that you can see what we're watching in the French doors. In case you see girls jumping around, it's Married with Children. Calm down, everybody. It's not Trey's.
Sometimes it's friends.
Sometimes it's friends. It's not Trey's Pornhub.
No, that's on my phone.
It's not his playlist.
Speaking of.
Okay, speaking of. Sorry.
So I heard a little.
You finally have a headline.
Well, I got a little headline.
Good.
I had to look it up and see what's going on.
It's been a little while.
But I heard a little story about a man that was actually arrested and accused of terrorizing a California neighborhood with a slingshot. And so I wanted to tell you about that part of it too. Because, I mean, if you had somebody, not busting out windows and stuff like that, how much would that piss you off? Would that piss you off quite a bit?
Well, sure.
Okay. Arrest him, put him in jail.
Is he old or is this like a kid? Like not a kid, but like a teenager?
So this particular person is an 81-year-old man.
Nuh-uh.
81 years old.
That's fantastic. I mean, in that case, I'm all for it.
So apparently he was breaking windows, car windows, missing people with ball bearings shot from a slingshot. No injuries were reported. Said that they learned during the course that he's been doing this for 9 to 10 years. And most of it was from his backyard.
So he just fire it and just
random stuff. They said they weren't aware of any kind of motive other than just malicious mischief.
He's old.
81 years old.
He's like, I got a slingshot.
So he started about, 71,
Good math, Trey.
But they only charged him between October 2021 and May 2024.
Okay. What did they charge him with? Does it say?
Vandalism.
Vandalism.
Yeah, vandalism. That was it.
Is he doing time? No?
Well, that's the twist.
Oh, okay.
So
there's more.
They took this poor man's slingshot. 81 years old. They took his slingshot away.
It's sad.
Arrested him. I think they did let him go on bail. And he died.
What?
He died.
When did he die? At what point? At what point in the proceedings?
Let's see.
So they let him go, and then
they let him go. He died just days after his arrest, authorities say. So they were wondering, is it heartbreak because he lost his slingshot?
No, that's dumb. I don't know what it's got to be the stress level of just being arrested and the whole thing, right?
So they found him at his home. Said they didn't see any foul play or anything like that.
Well, how do they know that it was the slingshot balls were coming from him?
I guess they finally caught him.
Okay, just
say
he turns around. There's like 8 cops. No.
Point, guys, put it down.
God.
81. But he died of arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease.
That sounds like something to do with blood vessels, arteries, and heart.
Yeah. So they said it was a natural cause, so no issues or anything like that. Well, no foul play. Nobody came after his ass. Guess what his name was? This was kind of cool.
Okay, what's his name?
Prince King.
Oh, no.
Yes.
This is a fictional story.
Prince King.
The old man slingshot or Prince King from down the street.
Right?
Yeah.
81-year-old man.
I can tell you something, people, and you, Trey. When I'm 81, I won't be doing this. I
might. Just fuck it,
Well, all right. Well, maybe I'll join. Maybe I'll join you. I'd change your heart.
Just saying random shit, shooting people with fucking ball bearings and stuff.
He didn't know where they were going, though, right?
What's that?
He didn't know where they were going. He was just sitting in his backyard, just firing.
Yeah, they said most of them was just out of his backyard, just probably shooting it over his fence, just shooting fucking ball bearings in the air. It's like, I don't give a shit. I'm 71 when he started. He's like, fuck you.
Everybody in the neighborhood's like, where is this coming from?
He said, they're not going to get in my yard, goddammit. So
okay. Well,
I thought it was funny when I heard it the other day. I was like, that's a funny story.
Age alone, an 81-year-old man.
81-year-old man.
I mean, how far can you really fire that thing?
I'm sure you could. I mean, these days they're probably pretty sophisticated. They got put them on the arm, and
motor,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Got an engine,
little battery powered thing, shooting out stuff. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, that was fun. Mm-hmm.
Because I was just curious. I was like, I wanted to see.
But it's just like he died. He died. So
he died days after.
I feel like I didn't get enough answers from him. What was it? What was the motive? What was the point?
Just because he wanted to be an ornery asshole old man, just like what I want to be when I'm that old.
Okay, fair enough. But we'll never know for sure.
Right.
And I don't like stories like that. Well,
I know Nick Swartzen did a bit not too long ago, or probably was a long time ago. Anyway, he did a bit about when he grows old, just some of the dumb shit he's going to do when he grows old. So,
well, we talked about it a lot where you can get away with things as an old man, kind of like when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
Like when you fart, that's just Barney. It's Grandpa. He's farting.
He said he's going to, wrap up a box of shit and give it away as a gift.
That's just Grandpa. And meanwhile, they probably know they know what they're doing.
You can pat some woman on the ass as she walks by. Oh,
that's just Bernard. He likes to pat butts. Well, good.
I'm totally going to do that.
Speaking of butts, Trey, if anybody doubts our segue talent, I'm going to do Butthurt Comments.
Oh, I like that. I see where you went there.
See where I went there. Right away. Let's do Butthurt Comments. And this one's pretty fast. We're going to have a lot more of these come in. And I couldn't, it was hard to choose. There were a couple here and there, but this one just kind of was annoying to me. And it's all about election. It's all this Trump versus Biden, and it's this and that. And of course, people get angry when we do anything that's anti-Biden. And so this lady starts yelling, and somebody else pointed it out. For some reason, I didn't even notice her little icons by her name that it has a Canadian flag. So she's Canadian. So why are we even listening to her about our election, number one?
Aren't they smart about this?
No. They have a guy up there, Justin Trudeau, who's a real weenie. And he'll cater to anybody. Another world leader would be just bend over, and he'd be like, all right.
Doesn't he play hockey too?
Yeah.
Sounds like a hockey name.
I think he's on the Maple Leafs. But she goes, she was trying to tell me that when Donald said he wanted to get rid of the vermin in the White House or in D.C., that he was speaking of anybody and everybody. I said, no. He was mostly talking about people in the establishment, which I've talked about in the government, that he feels have done
nothing.
No, have done criminal activity. He wants to go after them for justice. He's like, well, look, if everyone's this witch hunt on me and whatever, I'm going to turn it around. So I don't necessarily agree with him doing that. That's petty. Okay, just do it when you get in office. If you want to investigate some people, do it.
Yeah.
But don't sit here now and go, all right, well, that's it. I'm going after you and you and you and you. So she said this and da-da-da. So first off, she called me pumpkin.
Oh, nice.
Which is really annoying. I mean, unless she's hot, but I don't. It's a picture of some sort of deer on her profile page. So I'm guessing she's not a looker.
Or she's a hunter.
Which I doubt. Well, pumpkin, it affects my country too. Okay, well, I don't care.
Pumpkin, I still like that.
So I damn well am worried about Donald, as are my American friends. When people say that. When he says vermin, he's not talking about other politicians, blah, blah, blah. He calls everybody names like a toddler because we've never been called anything. Donald's never been called anything. It's only Donald doing the name calling, right?
ever.
And his dementia is getting worse. The world doesn't need that.
Biden's or?
Thank you. I stopped for a second and I said, wait, who are we talking? Like, I really did. I said, are we maybe arguing about
who she was talking about?
Yeah, did she think maybe she's got a little bit going on? But I didn't know. I really did a double take. I said maybe we overlapped and didn't realize we were both talking about being supporting Donald and not supporting Biden. And dementia. Okay, look, Donald says some stupid shit.
Is there any rumors about
Donald?
that being out there?
I mean,
I haven't heard anything.
From one side, the lefties are saying, trying to say it because I don't know.
Because Biden
I don't know
has it?
because he's getting older. Yeah, and so I just feel like Donald says some shit. But to say he's getting dementia is silly right now because every time he talks, I'm just like, yep, that's Donald. I mean, nothing's changed in how many years? His opponent can't walk or talk or think clearly or keep his eyes open or not follow an ice cream truck when it walks by a speech. I mean, literally, lady was talking at the podium. He's standing by her and he just looked and he walked off, chasing the ice cream truck. It's right there on video. So I just don't understand how things get tossed back at me when it's so blatantly obvious that that what you're saying is it makes no sense. And so I'm getting a lot of this from the pro-Biden camp. Donald is this, Donald is this. I'm like, can you talk about Joe without talking about Donald?
Do they ever talk about
that.
Policies or anything like that?
That's
anything Joe does well or
You've
anything like
said
that?
that.
Yeah. Either one of them. Let's hear what they both do well.
And I've told people, I can sit here and tell you why I'm voting for Donald without bringing up Joe Biden once. And I can't tell you, God, man. I mean, I'll say it, and again, we have to interact with people. It's what we do on this show. We have to. And I get on these social media sites, and I'm like, just talk to me without saying Donald. Tell me why Biden is the right choice.
Yeah, maybe this is a clip. Tell me why I should vote for Biden without mentioning Donald.
There you go.
That's a clip right there.
That's a clip.
That way I can actually be on the
Trey
video.
wants to be on a clip.
I want to be in a video. Tell me.
Or a video that you actually...
they see me in.
So we'll do that as a clip. Trey asked you a question. Answer it in a comment and then hit subscribe, like and follow.
Like and subscribe, follow, yeah.
And but answer that. Tell us why Biden is a legitimate candidate and should be president of the United States.
Don't take my clip from me.
Without Donald Trump. No, it's all part of it.
Okay.
We got up to 60 seconds. I'm going to try and get in there. There you go. Trey did this question. So, moving on from Butthurt Comments, that Canadian bitch can just go away. Worry about your own country. Thank you very much. You're about to get a lot of U.S. citizens, apparently, if Trump wins, but that was the promise.
Now I'm rooting for Florida in the hockey.
There you go, right?
Stanley Cup.
I thought about that. I was like, I wonder.
And you know how much I like Florida.
Oh, so. Yeah. If Trey's rooting for Florida, you done gone too far.
Yeah.
So
You've gone too far.
Let's talk about Biden. Let's talk about the Biden family. How about that? What a segue.
I keep hearing the crime family. They keep referring to that.
Donald.
Talk to me.
That's a Donald.
Oh, that's a Donald thing?
I'll give you details in a second, or I'll do my best to give you the details.
Got it.
Hunter Biden, right? Joe Biden's son.
Okay.
Who everybody knows and has heard has issues. He does. Was convicted today of 3 counts, felony, blah, blah, blah.
When a gun
Three
charges?
felony charges, yeah. And we'll get to that in a second. But what Donald said immediately was, well, this is a distraction from his father's true crimes.
Oh, okay.
And again, Donald, I don't know, just kind of maybe lay back for just a day. Just sit back and maybe not go at these people right now because you need to worry about your sentencing and things coming up that I still don't necessarily agree with everything, but the bottom line is that, you were convicted as well. So as Trey just said, Hunter Biden was convicted of 3 felony charges, purchase of a revolver in 2018. He lied to a federally licensed gun dealer in that purchase, saying he wasn't a drug user. his former girlfriend and his ex-wife, two different people, testified about finding crack pipes.
Former girlfriend and ex-wife.
And an ex-wife.
In that same time period.
In the same time period. It came out and said they found crack pipes and other drug paraphernalia. And during that time period, bottom line was that he was basically, it was obvious that he was a drug user and lied to a federally owned and licensed gun shop. So he basically was carrying a gun illegally because you're not allowed to be a drug user and carry a gun.
Well, I mean, no shit, but I'm sitting here thinking, is that really on the questionnaire? Like, who goes in to buy a gun and like, oh shit, I can't buy one.
Well,
Yep.
I agree.
I smoked weed yesterday. You know, it's just like.
I agree with you, but he's still, obviously there was more to it. I mean, there are other charges that probably brought him to this. The problem was he has a laptop, and I don't know. Look, Trey and I don't give a shit about all the details. Okay? The bottom line is he was convicted of a gun, misleading and lying about being a drug user. And I think there were laptop emails and things like that came back to him.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was somebody that guessed.
How do you remember conversation back at that point? Yep.
There was some sort of proof and documentation somewhere that he left his laptop and somebody found it. Whatever, to correct us. But the bottom line is you need to know that Joe Biden's son is going through some shit. Donald believes that it's to mask his entire family.
So they're letting him take a fall for some gun charges right now.
His mom, Jill, was there every day at the courthouse. He left holding his wife's hand and his mom's hand. I don't really hold my mom's hand. Like, I give my mom hugs, but would you hold her hand? No, I guess.
I can't remember the last time I've
just like chilling. No, I don't know.
But maybe if I just had 3 felony charges, I'd be holding anybody's hand. Maybe you'd hold mine.
Hold mommy's hand.
Was Joe like just circling the parking lot, just wondering where's everybody at? Or
Joe wasn't even in the state.
Oh, okay.
He didn't want to go there. It was actually in the state of Delaware, which is where they're from.
Okay.
So it was like a home state. And if you're in your home state and the jury sentences you that quickly, it only took like a day. Then something was proven.
You think they all put on their MAGA hats after they?
Well, a lot of people are saying the judge was a Trump appointed judge.
Uh-huh.
Of course, then that gets into it, and blah, blah, blah. But it's the bottom line is Hunter Biden convicted, and there's more to it. And now he's about to. Well, it could be up. By the way, this could be up to 25 years.
Damn.
Prison, but that's up to 25 years at the most extreme case, and I don't think he's got anything on his record. So he probably won't get much, maybe like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Joe said he won't pardon him. Well, good, Joe. That would look a little odd.
Well, will he be able to in the next 6 months or so?
That's true. Well, he could if he wanted to, but he says he won't.
Will he be convicted in time, I guess, before the next election?
Well, who knows?
Maybe he's trying to speed up the conviction
true.
so he can pardon him.
The irony to this, Trey, and it's just kind of to cap it off and we'll move on from it, is when the sentence was announced, somebody told Joe Biden the result. And it was literally...
Did he say who?
No, yeah. Not... It's almost as good, but in a different way. He was giving a speech on gun safety and ownership in the state of Washington, I believe. And he walked off the stage and they said, by the way, your son was... I'm not... You can't make...
Holy shit.
You can't make it up, right?
Holy shit.
You can't make it up.
Greatness right there.
So, Hunter, listen to Daddy.
Oh, right? My God. That's funny.
Dad, if you would listen to Daddy, then you would not be in this situation.
Oh, I would love to be a fly on the wall to hear what he said in private.
I agree.
God damn it, that idiot.
I wonder if Biden, this is all a facade. He gets off stage and he's got this British accent. And he's like this, like really, really sharp guy. Yeah. He's just like, he's like a agent. He's really smart.
Right.
Anyway.
Where's that white wig?
So I don't know what I think about this. You know, Hunter has some history. He's about to go on trial again for something else. I had it up here. I'm trying to stall, Trey.
We're stalling.
His legal troubles aren't over. He faces a trial in September for charges of failing to pay $1.4 million in taxes.
Oh, that's boring.
But the bottom line is he has issues. He's not clean of these things. And a lot of people believe that Joe profited as well over certain things that Hunter was involved in with Ukraine. And that's kind of the big one. And that, I think, is what Trump is referring to.
Gotcha.
Have you heard anything about that?
No, of course
Let's move on. So, let's go from Hunter Biden to a bunch of animals in the zoo.
That makes sense.
Politicians are all animals. Actually, it's about one animal in the zoo. The headline is it's kind of sad. I mean, it's basically there's a zoo animal who died in a zoo after choking on a discarded applesauce pouch. It's one of those that has the red cap that you twist and it's like a squeeze
out, yeah,
for kids. First off, people, don't drop your shit in the damn animals, whatever. I had to get that out there. PETA, we're with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to bring it in anyway. And the zoo, of course, said, well, we do our best to monitor this, but somehow they sneak them in.
Right.
Well, you're not patting the kids down. Of course
Damn
not.
it. Little assholes.
So this animal is called a male Sitatunga.
Of course it is, yeah.
I think that's the accent. And it is a medium antelope, as you can see on the screensaver.
I was wondering what the hell that was.
Yeah, you're like, why are you a fucking deer on your screensaver? And it's a medium-sized antelope. You see, it's
I can tell in that picture
antlers?
that's medium size. Yeah.
Yeah, it's medium-sized. And it's in Africa, and it usually eats vegetation, fruit, and bark, and things like that. So they're saying that this thing looks like it could be the top is red, so it looks like it could be a small berry or fruit, which is why he ate it. He came to the zoo when he was only 1 year old.
We're gonna hear the background.
Yes, because that's what the zoo was saying. Their quote was, "He had a lot of life left to live." And my question to you, well, you know what, PETA, we're done. Enough of PETA, because I know what they're going to say. Duh.
What kind of meat is this animal? Where?
Does choking bruise the meat?
Can we still get burgers out of
I think
this?
you probably could. Antelope
Some
is
pork
not.
chops?
Antelope's probably not bad, but my question is these people that cared so much about they're in confinement. I don't like that animals are confined to the zoo. It's sad. Maybe for like a short time if they were, maybe you do like a rotation or something.
Yeah.
But to have their whole lives be zoo. I mean, yeah, they're fed and they're this, but they're not doing what they're supposed to do naturally, right? That's what PETA says. Our guest Ingrid said that. And so my question, first off, here's a funny comment. They said it's really sad that we'll never likely find out whose applesauce it was.
Well, no shit.
Can you imagine they call in? They're like, we just have to we have to confess.
Yeah.
We can't live any longer without letting you know it was us. And,
Sorry.
Sorry for the Sitatunga.
Yeah. But my son finished every drop of that before he threw it.
Yeah. It's not like we were feeding it applesauce.
God.
So my question is this, Trey, and this is something that I think it resonated with me on a serious level. Actually, it did. Since I hate animal captivity like this, I don't like confinement in a zoo. Is it like double standard and hypocritical of myself? And we know how much I hate hypocrites. To take my kids to the zoo.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like I take my kids to the zoo. You and I, we've been to the zoo.
I have been.
And it's really cool. It's neat to see the animals, but at the same time, then I sit here and I say something like that. Am I being a hypocrite?
Pretty much, yeah.
Let's move on. That was an easy answer. But I just thought that was an interesting. I don't know why. I think it's because this was such a unique animal, and why was it here? And again, I just want to yell at people. Come on.
I'm sorry if you said, what state was that in?
It was in Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Northern Tennessee. And I don't know. I just, you guys might not give a shit about that story. I don't care. anytime that stuff happens, it just sucks. I mean,
It does suck,
They're trying to like revive this animal, and he's choking on this stupid applesauce pack. Don't.
I guess I get frustrated. It's like, just kind of keep an eye on your kids. How did it get thrown?
It could have even been the adult, right? It could have been either.
I would hope it wouldn't be an adult just
That's what I'm
throwing
saying.
it.
Well, just accidentally, or like, oh, the kid did it. Oh, oops, it fell over, and I don't know. Go to a zoo employee and say, hey, go. You might want to get that because it's probably not good for the animals.
Well, I'm trying to think. All the zoos I've been to, it would seem kind of difficult to throw something that a little kid just throwing it into that area. No, you think it's pretty?
I don't
easy?
know. I mean, I think there's some railings that you just
Walk up
throw
and
it through.
throw it.
Yeah.
Although I've seen little kids get away quickly and just throw something too. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I see the possibility of it. So I can't fault the parent too much. But
Well, either way, I hate to say it, but at the same time, this dumb antelope, it's not a fruit. It's got like logos on it. It's an applesauce container. What do you eat it?
so do you think for the next week at the restaurant, they're going to have some nice
The zoo restaurant, the zoo cafe.
exotic burgers
It's their special. They're special this week.
with it? It's a venison like type burger meat.
It's got a sweet apple.
That's what I was going to say.
Go ahead, do it. I want to hear it now.
With a hint of applesauce.
A hint. I like it. A hint. Just a quick.
Just a quick hint. It'll tickle your tongue as you swallow the meat down.
Oh man, I'll
bad.
have the hot dog. So there's that story. People forgive us.
Can you imagine finding the red cap in that meat?
God, okay. Whoever gets it gets the prize.
You take a bite and you're like, ow.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
What is that?
that tastes like plastic.
Yeah. Oh shit!
And you win the prize.
I thought that was a berry.
zoo dollars and shit.
Zoo dollars.
Okay, that story might have bored you, but I don't care. Let's talk about hostages, Trey. Again,
Metaphorically speaking?
No, literal hostages.
Okay.
How about that? I love going from serious to back and forth.
Random to serious.
I wonder how many people listen to that and they're like, really, that's it? Who cares about this stupid antelope? We do.
Stay in the grave.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Stay in the grave. We care about animals. We enjoy them for taste as well, but
Yeah.
we care. So rest in peace, Antelope Burger. Antelope Burgers.
Burgers.
So all of a sudden, Israel said, okay, fuck this. We're going to get our hostages.
Okay.
But we're going to go get some of them. Did you know this?
I heard something about
Okay.
it. Yes.
I didn't even let you finish. I'm like, okay. Did you hear? Nope. What did you hear? Anything?
I saw some video about the soldiers going into, it looked like almost like a little house, going after these hostages, and then I scrolled.
It wasn't sexy enough for you.
There's too much reading.
Too much reading. It was dark. You couldn't quite see what was happening. So they were right. What I found fascinating was that there was a lot of footage, and it was two apartments or two apartment type buildings, and they split the hostages up across. And they split the hostages up across the street from each other in these two buildings. I don't know why only two. Seems to me like if you're going to do that, you would spread them out even more.
Yeah.
And maybe they are still. So what happened was Israel basically said, all right, we're going in, and they dressed up like Hamas people
Oh, okay.
in civilian cars. There was like a Mercedes minivan, you know, those kind of ones that take
Yeah.
people, you know, the car services use a lot.
Right.
And they showed one parked outside the thing, and that's where they came from. And of course, then once Hamas knew what was about to happen, they realized it. It was just a huge
Too late.
gunfight.
Oh,
Huge gunfight and a huge just chaos around these buildings, but blowing up. Then they sent airstrikes in, and
damn.
if you look at it, and I've got a picture of it here, it ends up being like the whole block is just
Destroyed.
And so, in the process of rescuing what ended up being 4 hostages, they killed 274 Palestinians.
Holy shit.
698 were injured.
How big was this area?
One of the most dramatic events since the war started, which was a quote from a publication. So you're admitting that it's a war. That matters, right?
Right.
If there was no war and it was just kind of like we're going to go and do something and you were reckless like this, I don't think I think I might have an issue, at least a little bit. Let's try and be a little more careful. But in war, Trey, do you need to be careful of civilians? I mean, obviously, if you see one of them, you're not like, oh, sorry. You're like, but if you have a mission and gunfire's going, are you worried about it? In war,
I would think you would be a little bit because
still, yeah.
But I mean, it seems like they took, and based on the facts you're giving me, it seems like they took the necessary steps to try to make it as low key as possible.
Right.
I don't know if maybe they, scouted the area to verify if there's a lot of civilians there. I guess maybe that's something they could have done a little bit better if they didn't do that. But I mean, it sucks. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be innocent people in wars dying.
Well, the issue is not that they went in incognito and dressed up and did all that, but once they started doing airstrikes, it's kind of the argument.
What was the need for the airstrikes at that point?
Because they had huge resistance. I mean, the people that were dressed as Hamas were like a low number of people.
Gotcha.
But the Hamas had 20 times as many people.
Gotcha.
And so they once they realized and found like this is where it is, they signaled them in. As far as I understand.
So
look,
did they
I'm not in the military. I don't know how the codes and shit. They signaled them in.
So with these airstrikes, what if they would have killed the 4 hostages they
But that's the point, is that once they knew the buildings the hostages were in, they didn't get those buildings. They hit around it where the Hamas people were.
Okay.
So what they're saying is civilians were with the Hamas freedom, or the fighters, or whatever they call themselves. And so as long as we're getting around the hostages, it's fair game.
It's fair game. And
I don't disagree with that in war. But some people do, and let me go ahead and tell you.
I guess if they knowingly.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. That's probably one of the best words you've used.
Is it?
And you're questioning it. Trey, you had all this momentum.
So if they knowingly
knew,
attacked these innocent civilians, then that would be shitty. But I can't imagine they knew that these Hamas had innocent civilians just hanging out with them and stuff like that, and they just went apeshit and killed all of them. I can't see that happening.
If it's a building and they're like, yes, civilians only, but yeah, why not?
Yeah, if they put like civilians all on the top of the building while Hamas was hanging out and below, no, I can't imagine that happening.
Yeah.
But
and I think I agree. And of course, Palestinians will say bullshit, Israel trying to commit genocide, blah, blah, blah. You get into the whole thing again, but that's not what we're talking about yet. The UN, you know what the UN is?
United Nations?
Okay.
Yes.
Who I am not necessarily a fan of. I think it's a bunch of countries that, if it came down to it, wouldn't be able to defend themselves anyway. But that's just me. That might piss some people off. Like, subscribe, comment. And
like, subscribe.
The UN is claiming that these were densely populated areas.
Okay.
But that's not, again, war, hostages. It's not Israel's fault. They're saying, of course, the media is saying that it's Israeli slander, and that this is what UN saying, and Israel's responding saying, hey, UN's basically just anti-Israel because it's the popular thing to do is to be pro-Palestinian now, and you know what I mean, from a more liberal perspective.
But wait a minute, didn't Hamas start this current war by going after a innocent group of people that were just out there partying for some festival?
That is correct.
Isn't that how this all started?
That is correct.
Okay, I was just curious.
And they killed, if I'm remembering correctly, like 1,200 people.
So what is the UN saying about that?
There you go. And what everybody's saying about that, and we Butthurt Comments, we've had people back in the day when we talked about it when it happened, but the argument, of course, is they believe Israel has been doing just as much damage and as much killing in the last how many years too. Like this isn't the first time this has happened on either side. Okay, fine. But the bottom line is it was peaceful for a little while, and all of a sudden there was an attack carried out. So guess what? Things are, you elected a terrorist organization who hates women, by the way. All these protests going on. And they are in charge, and they are ruthless, and they are not satisfied with any kind of peace agreement, by the way, Trey. They've said it. We're not resting until Israel is dead, until we get all of our land back. So how are you supposed to combat that? How are you supposed to lay back? How are you supposed to have a peace treaty? UN saying, let's have a peace treaty. Well, how do you do that with a group like Hamas?
Right.
And I'm not sitting here saying, fuck Palestinians, go Israel. I'm not. But look at who the leadership is with Israel and the leadership with Palestine. You got a terrorist organization over here. And let's not get all into it. But I wanted to mention the UN is sitting there saying, do you think that the way they handled this is a war crime? That's what the UN's claiming.
Israel?
They're claiming that the way that Israel went into a densely populated area and killed civilians is war crimes.
I don't think they went in to kill the civilians. They went in trying to be very covert, it sounds like.
So, exactly. My question is, if they got there and they saw all the civilians, are they supposed to go, oh, we're out of here?
I mean, that's just like a bad guy shooting at you, and you're like, oh, wait, we can't shoot back. We got to wait. So
they knew where the civilians were. The only way to get to them, obviously, then they started getting resistance. They were getting shot at. They were getting whatever. So there is no, in my opinion, unless you want to talk maybe about torture, which is a whole different issue. That's a great topic we should talk about in war, torture. We'll leave
not
that.
Sexually?
Well, I'm sure you have different rules that will apply to that.
But wait a minute. Can they not look at Hamas just as much, firing at these folks, putting these innocent folks in harm as much?
In this situation, they'll say it's obviously self-defense. Look, if Israel's attacking them in war, they have a right to defend themselves too. I'm not going to be that guy. I mean, it's war.
But I guess there's a difference in, going after a small number of people with another small number of people, as opposed to just the way it makes it sound is a crazy shootout ensued. So, Hamas started this to where, they're probably shooting just as crazy, if not, I just don't understand how Hamas is not also to blame with starting this crazy shootout.
Well, you mean starting it back when they
no,
attacked?
in this particular instance, because
no. Look, I mean, if this is very weird to side with Hamas, but if you're sitting there, yes, they have hostages and they're assholes and they're terrorists. But if somebody's coming and they're trying to get the hostages and they're firing at them, and you're going to fire back.
So as crazy as this scene sounds, how do they know that there wasn't any quote unquote friendly fire from Hamas that killed these innocent civilians too?
I mean, they don't.
So
it could have been, but they're talking a lot about the airstrikes.
Oh, the airstrikes in particular. Okay, gotcha.
So they're referring to the fact that instead of just going in
firing back and forth
and having a small gunfight around these apartment complexes,
they went ahead and
sent in the big boys, which it is to my knowledge, I don't think Hamas has the air fire to retaliate, and I think Israel said, okay, well, we're on a mission to get people back. They only got 4, and I think they were going for more, obviously.
Right.
Apparently there's 116 left, and they assume that 40 of them specifically are dead.
Already.
And I don't know how so they've gotten a lot, and they continue to do these things, but this one just ended up being what they called one of the most dramatic events since the war started.
Wow.
And I haven't heard a lot about it over here. I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't hear a lot about it. And so it makes me wonder of all the distractions. I mean, are we finally just like, enough's enough, and let's talk about our own election because our own shit's going on? And Harrison Butker, let's yell at him. Let's yell at, some celebrities are coming out against woke, some are extra woke. I mean, our country's got some issues. The border, as we talked about, so maybe people are kind of starting to forget this because this seems like a big story.
You would think, yeah.
And yes, I read about it, but I mean, did you turn on the news or look at anything on your computer and see it pop up?
I saw it on social media somewhere.
Okay, but it wasn't like everywhere.
No.
It might not be in trending topics.
No.
So that's what's going on over there. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I'm guaranteeing that Hamas is gonna do something.
Yeah, some type of retaliation.
And it's just gonna keep going. And so I don't know the solution. What I do know is the United States has come out saying they are not involved. They didn't help Israel. They did nothing. Hamas, for a second, claimed that Israel used a U.S. pier that they have, which they've been using for aid on the coast, the Mediterranean. They've been using for aid. It's the U.S. pier. It's kind of like if you go over there as an American and you piss off the law enforcement, you run to that, and it's like the embassy. It's like American pier. Don't touch me here. You're out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And I don't know the rules, but it's an American pier. And they said they could have sworn, Hamas said they could have sworn that the Israel people were coming in on that pier. Americans denied it, and then eventually Hamas was like, okay, it was the pier nearby. So they're trying to get us involved, I suppose. But the United States is not involved in this conflict, and we'll see what happens.
Thank goodness.
What do you think? I'd love to talk to our Israeli friend. I'd love to talk with any Palestinian people who would like to come on and say, what they think a solution is here, Trey. I don't. I'm just going to keep trying to give you the news, and this is not, we give news in a toe the line, controversial type of way. We like to laugh. We like to go, but I don't know what to laugh about here. Mm-mm. So let's I
got something to laugh about.
Okay, please, because let's go away from this.
So I found a little deal. It says angry Yelp reviews that made me happy.
Angry Yelp reviews. Okay, this should be good. All right. So enough with hostages and killing people.
So I went through and found a few. There was a lot of funny ones that just basically was spelling errors. But so yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to hear those.
No, I don't, because it would be too hard to explain the spelling. And man, I tell you what, some of them were hard to read.
Actually, I kind of want to hear that.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
On the side. Anyway, so the first one, it says, I ordered my food online through the app. I've been doing that recently. I don't know how often you do that, but. Like
a DoorDash or a Uber Eats?
Well, there's a little egg place that I go and I'll just walk over and grab it, So, like they do omelets and stuff like that. Oh. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
But what do you mean you order it online? Not for delivery, you just order it and then go pick it up?
Go pick it up, yeah.
Ah, got it.
And another thing, Torchy's, I'm go off a little tangent right now. So Torchy's, they used to have a build your own taco. So I could go on.
What are you doing right now?
I could build my own taco, since we're talking about apps. And they took that function away. But they also don't let you call in to place an order. So now I have to place my order online.
Okay.
Then I have to call in and have them change my order. Does that make sense to you?
Well, it does, but first off,
it does make sense?
Yes, it makes sense, but quit being a pansy. Just eat the lettuce.
No, I'm trying to add beans to my breakfast taco. And you can't add beans anymore on the app.
That is a life problem that I think...
okay, we'll go back.
No, I'm kidding. Look, Torchy's Tacos, get your shit together so Trey can have beans on his damn breakfast burrito.
That's all I wanted. Okay.
But
so this person...
No. In all seriousness, I know what you mean because I've ordered before on these apps and it's so easy that you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
And when they don't let you do something on like another... I get it. So I get you.
They had it and then they took it away. But then, by the way, you can't call in and order either. So I'm like, where's the convenience in this? Anyway.
There's no convenience. You're just gonna either go somewhere other than Torchy's or go pick it up.
Yeah, and I do. Okay.
I mean, go order it there.
Yeah. So ordered his food online through an app. Scheduled my curbside pickup.
Hold on. Who gives a shit about what we just talked about? But I'm leaving it. Fuck you, Torchy's.
All right. So we're going back to the Yelp.
Okay. Yelp. All right. Here we go.
Ordered his food online. Scheduled his curbside pickup for 1 p.m. He arrived at 12:45.
Okay.
He clicked on the I'm here option.
Okay. What kind of restaurant was this?
Did it say? Didn't say.
Okay. Just okay. Pick up your order. Okay. Go ahead.
So he waited 15 minutes. 15 minutes for his food.
Okay.
You follow me so far?
From the time that they said it'd be ready?
He scheduled it for 1 p.m.
Oh, he scheduled it. Okay.
He got there at 12:45 to let him know, I'm here.
So it's on him. What?
He says,
okay.
I waited over 15 minutes for my food. They did not offer me any compensation for their error. The food was not very good, nor was it freshly made.
Well, he's going to bash the food, even if it was amazing.
So,
I bet he ate
they
it all.
said, I hate when people arrive at 1 p.m. for a 1 p.m. appointment. It's like, what the fuck?
Okay.
So anyway,
that was good.
Next one. It says, how is you gun make someone pay $35 for a pork chop when it's peasant food, but this water tastes like swamp water?
What? All right. Let me try and decode this. All right, hold on. We're decoding. 35. So someone paid $35 for a pork chop?
For a pork chop.
But they were mad at the taste of the water.
Because, well, they were mad at paying $35 for a pork chop when that's peasant food. Pork chop is peasant food.
So they're mad about the price?
Yes.
Well, then why'd they order it?
And the water tastes like swamp water.
Okay. Well, there it is. It's water. It's water. It's tap water, probably. Like, it's anybody is going to have that water.
So the owner responded back, although we serve peasants and kings alike, I can assure you our pork chop is of the highest quality.
It's worth that $35.
Raised at Heritage Farm, his name was Wilbur, and he had a wonderful life.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Fed the finest pig food and well loved. He fulfilled his destiny one faithful winter day.
You had a friend that was a spider, right?
As for our water, apologies. I personally love it, but we all have our own palates. Said we would love to welcome you back in to try for our full array of our Pepsi products and our Wagyu steak.
All right. Well, I like that response. I think it wasn't too harsh, but it was effective.
Yeah.
I feel like people just want to bitch. Like, look, I like to bitch, but I think there's mostly legitimacy to it. Look, you bought a pork chop. You saw the price. It wasn't like you got there and you're like, I thought this was $16.
Right.
It was $35 on the menu. You paid for it. It sounds like the boss is owning it. He's like, this is the highest quality, whatever. And guess what? You're drinking water.
Yeah.
Go buy a damn bottle of Ozarka, or that's a Texas brand for people that are not in Texas, or whatever spring water is near you.
Right.
And just be happy. If you can afford a $35 pork chop, you can afford a $3 bottle of water.
Yeah.
Water. So that's my thought.
So
I have not found a guy that I think is justified in his comment yet.
So this next one, I'm curious to see if you've ever run into this, because I know you've probably been to very nice restaurants. So
sure, every once in a while I try.
So he basically said the food was wonderful, but where his comment or his review comes into play is he was in the bathroom and he was caught off guard by a very enthusiastic bathroom attendant. So,
oh man,
he was at the urinal.
I've had those, yes.
Okay,
yep.
So he was at the urinal, and says he was using the urinal. Placed a hand. Basically the attendant placed a hand on his shoulder and began to roll a lint roller on his back.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I thought that was going to go a different direction.
Right. And he said, now in full disclosure, as he did it, he said to me, "Don't be alarmed. I'm just lint rolling your back."
Okay. He warned him. I'm okay so far.
So he said it became an interesting discussion at dinner.
But why would you not want your back?
While you're peeing at the urinal?
Well, I mean, it's a service. I mean, we're all guys here.
And what if he mentioned something about his size?
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So he went back to the table. It was a discussion, and they tested it a second. A second of our group, whom was confirmed lint-free, decided to use the restroom and received the exact same service, nearly verbatim.
Okay. But I wonder if this guy is supposed to do the lint roller no matter what, according to the restaurant. Or do you think this is just him?
Why he's using the restroom at the urinal, though? You would think he would wait till he's washing his hands, then do the lint brush.
Is that what a lint brush sounds like? But if anybody had told the restaurant, I mean, somebody would have told them, and they probably said, "No, that's part of the service." Don't you think?
I would assume they would have to say something.
Somebody would have said something.
Yeah.
I think it's part of what his job description is. Maybe he's not supposed to do it while they're peeing at the urinal.
Can you imagine taking it a little bit further? You're dropping a deuce, and all of a sudden you feel an arm come over the top.
All right.
No? Okay.
I think that draws a line for even our most aggressive attendants.
Okay. Now this next one, you got to follow me closely.
This was just what he said on that was his review.
Yeah, it was a very long review.
That was a review.
So that was his.
I didn't know if he
loved the food, but
okay.
he was a little thrown off by the urinal lint roller guy.
No, everybody wants to pee in peas. Go ahead.
So this one, I wish I could give no stars at all.
Oh. I
know my review not gonna hurt this place,
right?
But I just want to eat. The customer service is horrible. And the owner is a rude.
I just want to eat the customer service.
And the owner is a rude.
Okay. Punctuation matters, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for your well thoughts on
your well thought.
Thanks for your well thought our review, Paul. Detailed.
Okay, so
thanks
so
for
this
your
guy
well
can't
thought.
write either.
Yeah. This is the business owner. Thanks for your well thought. I probably thought out review, maybe, Paul. Detailed reviews like yours are what we look forward to reading. We can't wait to never see you again.
Wow. Okay.
And then a little thing on here says, eat the rich, no eat customer service.
Wow. Okay. that guy didn't mess around. He's just like, fine, fuck you, get out of here.
So next one. You tell me when you...
No.
So rude... Called, no answer, waited 5 minutes, called, no answered, went in, stood there for 2 minutes. Lady came through.
It's a long time.
Said just a minute and then answered the phone.
Yes. Okay. That was good.
Oh, shit.
Can you imagine? He called twice, didn't get it, and then he goes in and all of a sudden she gives him one of these. She just like gives him a finger like, hold on, you're not looking at me.
Sorry.
Can you imagine she walks in and she tried to call twice. He or she tried to call twice. He tried to call twice, and then she goes, just like shushes him.
I have called before where it just continued to ring,
Yeah.
and I've walked into the place while I was on the phone. I was like, I don't think your phone's working. So
And you don't hear it ringing?
Really?
Maybe they turned it off. They turned the ringer off.
Yeah.
They don't want
And
it.
you're not a barbecue guy, are you?
No, I get yelled at for that. People are from Texas are like, how are you not a barbecue fan? You're so lucky to be in the best barbecue area. I'm like,
I'm surprised.
Well, I don't like brisket. I don't mind like sausage,
ribs. Okay, so
the sauce. I mean, it's okay. I'm just, I don't know.
Well, we're not going to go eat at this barbecue place.
Okay, let's hear the barbecue one.
It says this is by far the worst barbecue I've ever had. I got a turkey club at a barbecue place.
Yeah. Why would you? Okay. Well,
and let me tell you, it was awful. The bacon was like chewing on condoms. The turkey was.
How do you know what that's like?
That's another question.
Trey, what's that like?
So the turkey was as dry as an old man's ass.
Okay. Again.
How do you know that? And the barbecue sauce tasted like an old lady farted piss on the sandwich.
Farted piss.
Very descriptive.
Yeah, but I don't. Look, people, you can't fart piss. It's just not okay. But all right.
Thank God for the chips because I had to eat that greasy horse manure. I guarantee I'd have diarrhea for 3 days if I had to eat that greasy horse manure.
Okay, so this person is not a fan of anything but the chips.
Apparently. So, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Last one.
What was the reply to that? Was there not a reply?
No, there was no reply from the owner on that one.
Well, I don't know what you say. How do you defend that? I mean,
That's hard to defend.
piss out your ass, or what did she say? A fart?
A
piss
fart out of piss fart.
What do you say to that? Okay.
The last one, it says, do not recommend this car wash. The vacuums remind me of my ex.
I don't even know what that means. I'm laughing.
It doesn't suck for nothing. 0 for 10 from me. If you want to become better, make sure the vacuums work.
So it just didn't work.
Just like his ex. Doesn't suck.
I wonder if it worked okay. He just wanted to
rant.
He's going through a breakup. He just wanted to put something down.
The little Reddit thing says, suck harder next time.
Well, my wife uses reviews and she believes in them. And, when she finds something that we're going to not necessarily eat she'll look at new restaurants and get reviews, but overall it's just products or people, service, plumbers, things like that.
Yeah.
And she believes in reviews but my thought on reviews, Trey, is that anybody, it can just be having a bad day. And it's like,
absolutely.
I'm going to torch this place because, I got home and it all got cold and that means that they didn't prepare it right. Well, no, maybe it was great when it was fresh. I don't know. I'm just saying reviews can but if you have 15,000 reviews and 98% of them are 5-star, you kind of go, all right.
These guys were butthurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about some of these, but they're great because it's like some of them they make no sense.
Yeah.
And that's what's funny. I think the replies were the funnier part.
Yeah.
From the owners, because that's me, and that would not be smart. I mean,
at all.
Look, people write us on the podcast, and I'm like, "Fuck you." subscribe, follow. But that's the problem, is that I've got to reel it in a little bit, understand that somebody might not love the product. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Look at us.
They're stupid.
They're dumb. But so I get it in a weird way. I kind of sympathize with the bosses in here, going, "Hey, if you don't like it, fine." Like the customer could be having a bad day. Maybe the cook just wasn't on, or maybe they were busy, or maybe something happened, or you just don't know. And I always say I'm going to give something to at least 2 chances before I review it poorly.
That's
a little fun fact about me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you do reviews?
Occasionally. Some people, more and more people are starting to ask for them, which is because, like I said, I think people really, not to. I won't plug them yet. Maybe I'll talk to them about discounts for the family. But we have a IT or a media guy that does TVs and all the kind of the electronics, the surround sound, the big, all the what do you call them? Big sound bars. Sound bars in the bottom of the TV and all those different things like that. And he finds his TVs for cheaper. And he's very good, and he knows what he's doing. And my wife and I gave him tons of reviews and tons of sent him off to different Facebook sites. Yeah, that large groups of people looking for things like this. And he was just like, "Oh my God, this was the best." So it's reviews. I mean, he texted me and he goes, "Your wife wasn't, her reviews were amazing. I'm going to send some flowers, but don't think it's anything strange. I just appreciate her reviews." Yeah. And so he was great, but he's got lifelong customers in us, and he's going to hook us up. All the time. And that's the thing. You pass it forward, pay it forward, do the whole thing. Absolutely. But reviews are like that now. Everything's online. Even if you go to one of those apps to order food, if you look at the restaurant you're going to order from, it's like right there. Yeah. The ratings, the this, the that. And if I look at a restaurant, I'm like, wonder if this pizza's any good. And it's like 2 stars and there's 5,000 reviews. I'm going to be like, no. Maybe I think it's the best in the world, but I'm not going to ever know. Because there's reviews. Yeah. Maybe not those reviews you just read. I can't even spell. I want to know what the ones that you couldn't read were like. Yeah, there were some bad ones. It's like, just like two consonants every word kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of it was just bad grammar. It was horrible. So it wasn't so much about the food or the ambiance or the, it was just horrible grammar.
Some people like to just bitch, and that's fine.
We seem to find those people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look, and if I like this segment, I think there's potential for even better though. I know people out there giving these reviews on different things, so we'll hunt it down. Do you have anything else tonight?
No, you told me that's all I needed.
Told you just give me one segment.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I did too.
How do you feel like it was?
It was good. It was fun.
You did the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Sweet.
Wow.
No, you're going to end it with a quote, though.
Well, I'm going to end it with a quote, but that's not near as good as a 15-minute bitch session on
Yelp.
Bitch session. There you go. So that's it. I've got nothing. I gave you a little of everything as we usually do, people. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, keep an eye on the Hamas situation, and we'll keep an eye on the election, which is, look, we're just getting started. Trey, I go on social media, and it's so stupid. I mean, it's both sides. Just, I mean, you could say like Donald Trump walked into McDonald's today, and the left's like, he's a fat fuck, kill him, die. I hope he dies of a heart attack. And it's just like, damn. Okay, take it easy. And then the other side, it's just like Joe Biden
fell down some stairs.
He missed a step. See, he can't walk. I hope he dies. And it's just like, everybody needs to calm down. Calm down. I understand that both candidates have their positives and negatives,
right,
if you will. But you need to vote on policy. And Trey and I are going to keep saying that. It's not about, we're going to laugh at the personalities of these two and the characters that surround them. But when you vote, it's about the policy. And that's what we're going to keep pushing. And we'll give you info and come hang out. Keep hanging out if you're listening for the first time. This is what we do. We're going to give you all sorts of news, and we're going to do it in a funny way. And we're not worried about controversy at all, are we?
No.
So that being said, go like, subscribe, all the bullshit.
Follow.
I forgot follow. Comment,
yeah.
But we're pushing all this and hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to leave you with this quote, Trey. I think it's fitting for us. It is one life. It's. I can't
There's
just
two
give
of us,
the quote.
though.
Yeah, it's fitting for what I've been saying and what we've been saying that people need to do.
Okay.
It says, it is only one life, whether we spend it laughing or weeping.
Nice.
Right? We've been saying that. Everyone laugh again. Quit being pansies.
Right.
Like, subscribe, all that. See you next time.
Later.
Love you guys.
Here, just the facts and the fair. We look at both sides, do our best to compare. In this podcast realm where we compromise, balance is key and the facts don't lie. Stay in the great where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth in the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride.
I have a confession real fast.
Uh-oh.
When it goes to the song and you zoom out and all you see is the studio and I'm acting like I'm doing shit, I'm not doing anything. I'm literally looking at nothing. I just look at the plus sign and I'm just like, okay. And I'm just acting like I'm doing something because I feel like I have to do that.
That makes sense. Next time we see him, I'm going to see if he can spit this rhyme for us.
Our songwriter.
Yeah.
Okay. Live. Maybe we'll make that a Instagram live.
He wouldn't dare.
He wouldn't dare, but God, maybe we get him drunk. I don't know.
That would be awesome.
Oh, man. Hold on. This is only going to do, I'm going to do this one time.